What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Ars over here. I hope you all are having an amazing day. Now for myself, I'm doing pretty good as always. Now today's video is actually going to be a breakdown sort of video regarding the new trailer that just dropped out for the season pass, of course. Now I do apologize a little bit because I wasn't active yesterday or either or the day before that. Two reasons. First of all, Horizon came out, so I did play a lot of that. Now, second reason, I'm not currently home. Like, I'm not even at my house, and so I brought my stuff with me anyways. But yeah, so I do not have really the best kind of environment or methods to properly record my videos as I usually do. But anyways, I thought it would be a pretty good idea to still post this video because it is a video with a lot of information today, and it's very important. Now, I do also have one more outfit video to post before the release of the game, which I will probably do tomorrow or perhaps Saturday. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to drop a like if you do. Subscribe if you're new around here. You would like more Ghost Recon videos or any other further videos I will be posting on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So I did actually skip the introduction of the trailer, but for those of you who did not know, Ubisoft did mention that they will be adding two storyline DLCs, which will be both of them very varied and different, and they will be adding a whole bunch of stuff. Now they did also confirm that they will be adding specific items, customization, blah blah, outfits, and new stuff. So that's for sure. They also did talk a lot about the PvP, which I will be getting into a second, but yeah, they did talk about all of this before the actual trailer, so I just thought of skipping it anyways. So the first piece of information that we have today is the fact that the PvP will be a free update for all Ghost Recon Wildlands owners, which is pretty cool because I wasn't sure if it was going to be added into the season pass or not, and I think that's the right way to go. Now we do see that it's going to be a 4v4 tactical PvP, which is pretty cool once again because I like it being focused a lot more on team play and cooperation rather than this kind of Call of Duty individual playstyle, which is annoying to me. Now, the next screenshot, we do see that the entire team is heading for the objective, which looks to be this kind of, I don't know, maybe capture and hold style of objective, you know, that you need to basically, you and your teammate capture this objective and hold it. Perhaps it's this kind of thing where you have to actually acquire and bring it back to your base or something. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, now onto the next screenshot, we actually see that the enemy is being suppressed by your friend, which is pretty cool because I like that the fact that Ubisoft is giving you a little bit more information regarding the enemy team. Now, I'm not sure if this will be liked by the entire community, but I think it's definitely a nice little touch that they did right here. And yeah, we actually see that it's a class-based 4v4 team combat, which is pretty cool because you will have, you know, different styles of gameplay and different styles of basically weaponry and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Now, into the next screenshot, we actually see the kill feed, which is pretty cool. Once again, that's a normal thing. Though we do see the 2 versus 3 kind of notification appearing on your screen, which lets me to think that this is a non-respawn game mode, or basically, maybe it is just a game mode, maybe it is the entire thing, but we're not sure though. But we do know that it's definitely a you know, non-respawn game mode that they're playing, which is pretty cool because I just love non-respawn game modes. I think it definitely adds into the sort of survival or team play because you do have to cooperate. So if you're down, for instance, you need to play with your teammates and make sure that they understand how to get you back up and play with them. Now, into the next screenshot and the final one for the PvP, we do see that there is this sort of marked notification on your screen. So there is this kind of vibe into the whole thing of, you know, you've been located, be careful, you know, you have to really think about your environment and know that if you're being marked right now, this means the enemy know where you're at. So hide or do something in order to properly know that you'll survive or be able to actually shoot them from your angle or something like that. Now, onto the DLCs themselves. The first one being called Narco Road. It is described that you will have to gain the trust of 3 new gangs to bring their leader down from within. Now, that's pretty interesting because, of course, it is the usual formula of the game, but we do have to become an undercover agents, which sounds really cool to me because we will be able to work for them, do missions for them, and, you know, basically eventually kill them, which is pretty cool. Now I'm wondering if we're going to be able, of course, to earn some items and you know, weapons and kind of outfits, gear from each factions, which sounds pretty interesting to me. But talking about the factions, we do know for sure that the first one looks like this kind of biker faction kind of guy. We see the guy sitting on his throne or chair, whatever that is. But yeah, he looks a bit biker-ish. Now the second one looks a lot more like a luxurious kind of guy, you know, big mansion, big party going on, you know, nice cars and stuff. So that's basically what's going on, and I think it looks really cool because you can actually really tell the difference between each factions like that. Although I was trying very hard to look for the third faction, we do see this guy from behind, which has another kind of biker jacket. Although they do not have the same names of their faction, this one's called the Death Rider and the other one was called like the Los Antiques Locos or something like that. And so I'm assuming they're not the same faction, although they do have some similarities there. So I was wondering maybe they had some link, but I don't know, perhaps not. Anyways, Going into the actual content, we do know we will be able to get some access to whole new vehicles, going from new planes. We do see here a monster truck, of course, which looks pretty insane. Now they do say that these are fast-paced missions, and I assume so because we do see a lot of actual cars driving fast and stuff like that, and a lot of action going on. So it looks a lot more fast-paced than the usual Ghost Recon. Now we do see in this screenshot here that there's this actual kind of Mustang or Charger. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's a Charger again, but it looks custom. So that brings to me maybe we'll be able to custom our own cars and stuff like that. I don't know about that, but that looks pretty insane. And let's admit it, car races, that would be cool, although the controls of the car in the game is pretty insane. I wouldn't say bad, but I would say different. And I don't know if that would work out. But anyways, that's pretty much it as far as the first DLC. Now, onto the second DLC itself. It is called The Fallen Ghost, which is pretty interesting because it kind of reminds me of the survival aspect of the Division's DLC. Now, they actually go ahead and mention that after our chopper is shut down during an evacuation mission, our ghosts will have to survive as they are tracked down by an elite group of mercenaries. Now, we do not know who these mercenaries are. I'm guessing we're going to have a lot more information on that, but they do look a lot sophisticated. They do look like they have a whole bunch of new equipment that we haven't seen in the game. I'm wondering if we're going to have a bit of information regarding them into the campaign or something like that during the actual game. But yeah, they do look like they're a lot more menacing than the other factions in the actual game, and I'm wondering who in the hell could actually think of shutting down our chopper. So are we going to have a traitor who's going to, tell them the informations and stuff like that? Because that sounds like something was like, something didn't go right in the whole planning of the mission, and that's why we're being tracked down. Now that was pretty much it for the information regarding the second DLC. I'm sure we will be seeing a lot more down the road. It's just that Ubisoft is probably focusing all on the first DLC, which has a lot more information since the game is pretty close to release now. Now, by the final part of the trailer, we see these 3 cars racing, which looks pretty cool to me because that actually confirms the fact that there will be indeed races added into the game. Now, I'm actually wondering if this racing feature is actually PvP or if it's actual kind of, player versus AI or something like that, cooperation racing. I don't know if that could actually work, but yeah, that's pretty interesting to me, and I'm wondering how they could actually make that work. Ubisoft do go on to mention that the Season Pass comes packed with extra content and perk, including these 3 outfits that you will be seeing in a few short seconds. Now, there is this guy on Twitter who basically leaked about a week and a half ago 8 outfits. The 2 first outfits I just showed you were actually part of these outfits, and yeah, but that actually confirms that these outfits were all real. But the guy did say that these outfits would be coming with the Ubisoft Club rewards. So now that we know that those 2 aren't, I'm wondering if the rest will actually be coming as part of Season Pass exclusive or not. As always, I will leave a link to his Twitter in the description. If you want to go check him out by yourself, feel free to do so. But yeah, we also see a car that looks like a clown themed car. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know what to say about that. But we also see a permanent XP boost for those of you who actually like to level up a lot, focus on that. That's pretty damn cool. And we actually by the very end see these kind of coins, which makes me wonder if Ubisoft is planning to add in game currency, which I don't know what I'm thinking about that. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And actually by the very end, we also see that the Season Pass owners will actually get into early access to the DLCs, which is pretty interesting. I don't know, that's kind of weird, but I don't know what to think about that. But it's kind of the Battlefield kind of marketing where the community doesn't really get the DLCs at the same time. I don't know, that's interesting. So yeah, that was pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was long, but I think I was full of information. It was very important to cover it for you guys. So yeah, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you think of the Season Pass in the comment section down below. See ya. Peace out.